I dragged Stella into it. I tempted her with visions of a campfire, and then I convinced her to bike to the convenience store to get us these marshmallows and matches. It's all on me. I'm an evil witch. "Can I have one?" I asked, pointing to the bag of marshmallows, feeling my hunger, remembering that I hadn't really had dinner. "Take this," said Alice, handing me the stick she'd been turning over. The marshmallow was perfectly browned, a little crispy outside and completely gooey at the center. "You are an evil witch," I said. "I want to eat this whole bag." Alice stabbed another marshmallow and moved her stick over the fire as if she were conducting, which, in a sense, she was. When it was done, she gave it to David. I watched her watch him eat it, and when a sticky white speck remained on his lower lip, she ran her tongue along her own lip to point it out to him. "Lick me, like me," and David wiped it away with the back of his hand. We'd all been standing, not getting settled enough to extend the moment, but there were large, flat rocks in a formation around the fire pit, and Alice and Stella sat, not going anywhere. To my surprise, David sat too, so I followed suit. We formed a circle: Alice, Stella, me, David. And Alice, who was not only wearing a shirt but a shirt with a pocket, pulled out a joint. She lit it and then offered it to Stella, who then didn't seem to know whether she should pass it back to Alice or give it to me. She chose me. She was simply keeping things moving clockwise in an act of sharing, but irritation flickered across Alice's face, visibly enough for me to see. The chumminess between David and Stella was damped down, and that must have had to do with Alice's presence. I could be the recessive suburban wife, enough so that David and Stella could be the carousing husbands, but Alice would never be that recessive, that suburban, and even if she married one day, she would never be a wife. "Alice, you're from Brooklyn Heights?" David asked as I passed the joint along to him. "Yup," she said, prepared to be bored by this line of conversation, and then, "Wait, how do you know that?" "I told them," said Stella. "You've been talking about me." Her mouth curled into a smile, and she tilted her head towards Stella in a manner that wasn't entirely sweet. "And you," she turned to David, "have been listening." Their eyes locked. Alice wasn't coy about anything. There was a ferocity to her, something unsoothed. David met it with a kind of evenness, a way of interacting he probably employed with difficult clients at work, a side of him I didn't see much of. It wasn't false, but it wasn't ours. It belonged, at the moment, to him and Alice. "I'm listening. I care about your concerns, but only because I'm getting something out of this, too." "You may have come up once or twice," Stella said, breaking in. "Wow," said Alice. "You guys have become, like, this little group that I have to, like, infiltrate." Alice looked to David again while Stella stared into the fire, and David returned her stare, reoriented himself toward her. "I'm pretty sure you could infiltrate anything you wanted to." Alice scoffed a little because she could, because she knew she held his interest, and at the same time she pressed herself closer to him. Their knees touched. I didn't know what to do with the prickling panic I felt, other than what I so often did, detachment through close attention. I observed. "Anything I want?" she said. "I mean, you seem really capable," he added, regaining his evenness, allowing me to regain mine, passing her the joint. "You have drugs." "I have drugs." "And you built this fire." "Right, well, I am a city girl, but my family also has a place up the Hudson, a country house, sort of." We could envision it. Sloping land and a pond, a rambling old manse of rough-hewn floorboards, somewhat shabbily furnished, but up to code electric, HVAC, and plumbing.